Well, hello YouTube, it's Paul, and welcome back to my kitchen. I know if you're like me, you've heard over and over from people, well, if you're dealt lemons, make lemonade. Well, we're doing a variation of that today with these pretty well useless bananas. Really soft, not good to eat, but perfect for banana bread. So I'll show you how I do it. Let's jump right into it. Okay, for the first ingredient, I'm going to start with 2 eggs, and I like to put them into a dark colored bowl, because that way, if I get any shells, I can pick them out real easy, and I don't see any in that one. That one's clean. Put them in there. And just give it a little stirring up here. Nothing too fancy about that. Okay, now for the next ingredient, I'm going to add a splash of milk there. I've also softened 1 stick of butter and pour that into it. That's a stick of butter. Next, I'm going to add about a cup of sugar. And let's get this stirred up a little bit here. Alright, that's looking pretty good. Now this recipe comes out where the bread is really moist. I think the secret is the 1 stick of butter, but it makes it very nice. Now into this, I'm going to add at least a heaping teaspoon of cinnamon. My teaspoon won't fit in my cinnamon thing, so I'm adding 2 heaping halves. There we go. So that is 1 heaping teaspoon of cinnamon. And give that a little stir. Next, what we want to do is peel our ripe bananas. And it does work best if the bananas are nice and soft and ripe. Now, I would say as a minimum, you're going to want to use 3 bananas. I like a lot of banana flavor, so this time I'm going to go for probably at least 4.5, maybe 5. These ones are really soft, so they're going to go in there just fine. Yeah, they're really soft. So may as well use them up. Better than throwing them in the landfill, I guess. But this gives you something to do with your old bananas. If you're like me, you hate throwing things out. It's kind of like recycling something that would have just been tossed out. Making it into something good. But yeah, I like a lot of banana flavor. And I think it also helps make the bread moist. So, okay, that's almost 5 bananas, more or less, right there. Okay, next I want to go with 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Just your regular flour you have on hand. About 2 cups worth. And then to that, we're going to add a teaspoon of baking powder and a teaspoon of baking soda, which I have right here. Here goes about a teaspoon of baking soda. And it don't gotta be exact, a teaspoon of baking powder. I'm not gonna sit and level off the spoons exactly right and everything. And I'm gonna put a heaping half teaspoon of salt around the sides. Okay, and it's probably a good time to get your stove going. I go at 350 for, it takes almost an hour and a half. I let it go for about an hour and 15 minutes and then I start looking at it. So anyhow, first thing I'm going to do is just break up the bananas a little bit so it'll be easier with the mixer. And if you get your flour and all that worked in a little, it won't make such a mess when you hit it with the mixer. And you don't want that because it'll push all the all the flour is going to fly up on the lens, the camera. We don't want that, so I don't know if you'd even really have to mix it. This seems pretty good by itself, but I don't know if you want those chunks of banana in there, so I think I'll run mine through the mixer real quick. But at least this way we won't get the lens all dirty. Hopefully. We'll see. Hopefully you can see my mixer a little. She's a old General Electric model. This thing's got to be at least 50, 60 years old, I'd say. It's pretty ancient, but runs like a champ. Okay, doesn't need a lot, really. That's got that pretty good. And I don't think I even got any on the lens, so doing pretty good. Okay, so now I've got my pan, and I'm using, this is a 5x9. And what I'm going to do is just hit it with a little bit of, this is just a Crisco canola oil spray. You can butter it, white butter around it, just so the stuff doesn't stick to it. And I need a spatula. Alright, so let's just give this a pour right in there. Don't want to waste it. Get what we can out. Once the stove's ready, perfect timing, I'd say, on that. There we go. Now what I do is I cover it with some foil for a while, and I'll inspect it after maybe 45, 50 minutes or so, and we'll see what it looks like, and then at some point I'll take the foil off so it can brown nice. So we'll see in a bit. Okay, this is about the finished product. You can see where I've done the knife test. You don't want, stuff sticking to your knife, so that shows that's good and done. The final touch, all we're going to do now is take a little confectioner sugar, just give it a little sprinkling here, something like that. Kind of dress it up a little. yeah, I think we'll call that done. So, as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for spending a little bit of time with me in the kitchen. And I'll see you real soon. Take care.